Table and just grab a handful and ate them, and I was like, well, that was not what I thought it was going to be, because it was a bunch at one time too. It was like all of the bad ones and a couple of good ones at one time. What's up, everybody? We're talking about bamboozled jelly beans, and they are disgusting.
Oh my god,
they're so bad. Welcome to LiveStream 7.
Can you imagine getting like a Band-Aid and a liver and onions combo?
Yeah, I can. Hey, I got a funny story. You know, I ate a stink bug one time.
You ate a stink
bug? I ate
an actual
stink bug. I chewed it up and ate it.
Why?
But
it was on accident.
Okay.
It was on accident. Yeah. It was in a bag of candy that I'd opened the night before. It was the Cadbury white chocolate hard eggs.
And it got into the bag?
It got into the bag. There was like 3 eggs left, and I just dumped the bag into my mouth. I had just woke up, too. And I just crunched down on it, and it was like I ate a fistful of cilantro.
That's exactly what they smell like.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it tasted like. I was beyond sick. It was awful.
Can I propose an idea? With that gummy bear, I feel like instead of me just doing it, I feel like we could split it into pieces, and each of us.
I'm not going to let you have a piece of that, Noah. I absolutely will not.
The guy that sold it to me said that the last person he sold it to threw up in the parking lot because they ate it in the parking lot.
Yeah. No, I'm not letting you eat that. You can't handle, like, even mildly spicy foods.
It's pretty bad, supposedly. I thought it was kind of a farce until I looked it up on YouTube, and there's videos of people eating them, and apparently it's awful.
In my opinion, it was really funny.
That's what we're talking about right here.
I would do it for the sake of entertainment.
The nitro. We should do a thing. I'll eat it. I don't care. I love spicy food.
We'll have to get you a trash can.
Die.
Hey, what would be the YouTube link? I can't. For some reason, I'm not getting a good signal out here to let people know where to go.
Connect to the Wi-Fi. I will. Sorry, everybody. We should have done this before.
We're just winging it, son.
Yeah, we're winging it tonight. It's whatever. Do you have an iPhone?
I do.
Okay, cool. Netgear 66, and I'll just share the password with you when it prompts me.
Yep.
And should anybody
prompt him
now? Come on now.
So listen,
come on now.
I need to introduce our guest, I suppose. So we got Mr. Danny K, the piano man, with us. What's up, dude?
I'm glad to be here, man.
That's
I've
awesome.
been looking forward to it ever since.
I know, right?
Ever since that night we talked about it, and Tony was coming on that. I was like, oh, y'all got a podcast. Came and checked it out, and just been nothing but excited ever since. So.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
thanks
man.
for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Well, you're one of the most. This is not even cannot even be argued. You're one of the best musicians in this part of town,
hands down,
or in this part of the country, probably, honestly. And if you've not seen this guy play, he's a regular at the Moondust. At least once a month, once every couple months.
I'll be there a week from Friday.
Yeah, and I've seen you've been playing at the City Drive-In too, huh?
Yeah. So I'm trying to take the second weekends because I do a little bit of traveling out of town for other gigs. So trying to kind of concentrate them so I can always know that my second weekends in the month, I'm actually in town. Yeah. So I do Friday evening later on at Moondust, and then I do on Saturday from like 6 or 5:30 to 8 or so at City Drive-In.
And you got to come out and see this guy. It's incredible. It's one of the most amazing things I've seen. To be honest with you, you are every bit as good as anybody that I've seen that does your kind of thing online, if not better.
I think you're better.
Yeah, honestly.
Yep. I appreciate it. Because it really is every single time I'm doing it now, I'm trying. It's been nothing but experimentation, really, ever since COVID.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, he does like an all request piano night.
Try to connect one more time and see if it'll prompt me.
The 5G or
no, the regular. Just
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
Here, you wanna? Give it a.
It would not be a HollerCast without a bit of trial and error.
That's right. That's what we do here.
Oh, that is live. That is live streaming.
That's exactly right.
It's
roll with it.
It's the Wild West in our living rooms, man. Like every single one of us. And I tell you, I've done a lot of traveling.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I've done a lot of traveling with live streamers, with Twitch and everything, just kind of collaborating. I went to Canada for like a couple weeks and met with like 5 different streamers up there in Ontario and around.
Wow.
Because I'm from Buffalo, so around that area.
Yeah.
And I go there's these guys, Risky Biscuit Band, who I've been playing with for a couple years on Twitch. And then there's a handful of other streamers that I've had into my joint. I've gone to theirs, and it's always so interesting to see how people have turned whatever living space they've had, and how they've lit it, how they've set up their cameras, software they're using, like just all of it is really interesting, especially after being on this side of the camera so often. No one gets to see all this other stuff. So it was pretty like in Canada, especially, like having like 5 different like bands too.
Right.
So you got 4 or 5 people trying to make a go of the Twitch thing, this live streaming thing. So money is super tight, and we're all musicians who are just flailing at this space of streaming. So we're all kind of at the same time being like, oh, well, that's, no one's ever going to see that.
Right.
Or that's, oh, yeah, that'll work good. We can just tape this together here. We can make that work. I ain't got money to spend on that.
Right. Well, we were talking about, before, it's interesting how, like, your kind of thing and a lot of that type of stuff has sort of invaded Twitch, which was traditionally a gaming space.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And during the pandemic, a lot of people started getting on there because a lot of people just simply the work wasn't there.
Have you seen the IRL streams where people just stream their lives? Like they just stream 24/7, whatever they're doing. Like they stream themselves sleeping. It's so bizarre.
Oh, there's more people than you realize do that.
They stream their entire lives. Like no joke. They have their cameras going 24/7, and they walk around with their cameras. Like you may tune into one, and it's like they're sitting across from their significant other eating dinner, and you're just watching them eat and talk. It is the weirdest, most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
The one most notorious for this is a dude named Ludwig. He is a very, 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 very huge Twitch streamer and kind of kickstarted that, I think.
I don't know. It's bizarre.
Ludwig definitely does a lot of it, but it's there's tons of people streaming to nobody.
Yeah.
But just whatever.
Yeah.
Just a camera on, and it's just a true scratching that voyeuristic, like I want to watch people eat kind of thing. Which apparently there are people who
mukbang or whatever.
Mukbang. Or sleep. Or sleep.
Yeah.
But it also is amazing because it's just a Twitch especially is an extension of like it's community building.
Very much so.
And like how you're like, why does anyone want to tune in to just see this person sleep? It's like, well, they actually probably have a community that's actually just enjoying hanging out, talking to each other, and it's just another space. and another meetup time that they know that they're going to come on, and there's going to be other people who enjoy this similar type of thing they do, and they're going to be, they're going to be there too. So,
well, and it's amazing how many people just discovered that during COVID when everybody was locked in. It really pushed everybody to it. Me personally, like I've been involved in online. I was a big chat room guy way back in the day, and I followed a lot of those people. It used to be Yahoo Chat, and it became like this program called Pal Talk, which I still go on quite often. And so it was nothing necessarily unusual to me. I did some Twitch streaming with gaming like early on too, before the pandemic and all that. But that was something that was kind of familiar to me. But it's like amazing how many of my friends are just like, "Did you know that there was like all these things going on?" I'm like, yeah, they have been for a while actually. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. So, Danny, how in the world did you find Spruce Pine?
I mean,
because you're not from here.
No. Yeah. My wife grew up in the mountains in West Virginia, and Virginia and Bluefield, on both sides of the state line, and ended up moving to North Carolina when they were young, and she just always loved the mountains and always wanted to go back. And I met her at a piano. I was working at a piano bar in Wilmington, North Carolina, and we enjoyed Wilmington, but it was where her hospital job was, and it was a great job, and I can go anywhere to do what I do. Like, luckily, as I got better at it, I started traveling to Myrtle Beach to work there. Then I started just traveling nationally, and was headed up to DC for a while. But once my wife got sick, started having some pretty serious medical issues that we couldn't diagnose. She had to go on disability, and it became, well, we don't need to stay here. There's, it's hot. Like I don't have a ton of friends there because I don't play out there.
Right.
I would play out in Wilmington a couple times. Most of the time I'm elsewhere.
Yeah.
All my friends are scattered all over the U.S. So it just got to a point where we were like, all right, well, let's look at the mountains. You've been always wanting to go out. I'm done with the heat, and we're done with the crowds. Like, Wilmington is this kind of like landlocked, like, city that it can't really expand anymore. It just can get more dense.
Right.
And it was just getting that way. People on top of people, and we were like seeing where it was going. I'm like, maybe, I think we'd like to live somewhere else, somewhere quieter. So we started looking in the Asheville area, and we saw the prices of the homes within the Asheville area.
I've heard this story before.
No, we started widening our search. Instead of maybe I could live a half an hour outside of Asheville. An hour would really be fine. Don't you think?
Right.
Yeah. Let's. So in doing that, it was just kind of checking out different communities, and this was literally like we had put our house on the market. I guess it would have been 2019 the first time, like in the fall of 2019, and after it was on the market for a little while, we realized that like we needed to do some updates. Like, people were just like, there's too much work that I want to do to this. I want a more ready to move in house. So we took it off the market, and me and my brother-in-law replaced countertops, redid sinks, redid the whole bathroom, just lots of things like
updates,
that. And put it back on the market the week before like all the COVID closures started happening.
Gotcha.
The week that all of my gigs were like I had a bar I had a bar gig, a rehearsal dinner, and a wedding. It was gonna be a big weekend. Like, had it all planned out, and all three of those gigs were canceled, and then I didn't work again for another year and a half, 2 years in that space again. So it was it all kind of happened quick. And we were renting it. We had lucked out and rented the house right next to us of the house that we had lived in for like 13 years.
Right.
It had just happened to be up for rental, and we got in so we could work on the other house while we were living in the rental, and we were like, we'll go month to month, and we'll just see, like, and that was the plan all along. Well, that house called us like in, I think, April to tell us, yeah, we're going to be selling that house and you're going to have to be out by like July 15th. Oh. And wow. So we were still trying to sell our house.
Right.
So finally we got an offer for that, and that started to seem like that was going to go through. So we, immediately, my wife, I'm still working and stuff. I'm streaming at that point on Facebook. Right. And sent my wife to out here. I'm like, just go find our house.
Go find it.
Yeah,
go on out there and find it.
Because she was the one. I love the area. I was just driving up here, and I haven't been out this way on Alta Pass really since I first moved up here. Yeah. Haven't been past the collection shack for the
the recycle center.
Recycle center. Yeah, there.
But. It was just driving up here and everything's greening up, and I was like, man, no matter where I drive, everything is always so pretty.
Yeah,
like, everything's coming alive again. But so I knew she would find it. My wife is just that type of person. She has a vision. She knows.
There you go.
She knows what I'm gonna like, and we got real lucky and found the place that she called me and she was like, babe, this is it. I went to like 9 different houses. Every single one of them is a hard no. Right. This one went on the market today, and it's going to be ours.
Wow.
And luckily it all went
Worked
through.
out.
We were able to leave that house. Like, there was a couple days that they were not happy we weren't out of there, and I was like, look, y'all didn't give us no time.
Right.
Just deal with it. Like, yeah. And yeah, we're able to move up here, and yeah.
What a story, man.
That was that was September of 2020.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny, people don't understand, like my job never ended. My worst fear was I remember my worst part of it was the day that me and my father were trying to figure out if we were going to be able to work, because it was really unclear. Whether we were even going to be able to. And we finally figured out, okay, well, we're deemed whatever an essential business. But there were lots of people that were not that lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of it. I can't imagine what it'd been like to just go from doing what you do and it just stops.
Right.
Nothing.
Well, it literally, I mean, and this can be said about a lot of different people. Bar people are not or by no means the huge victims in this, but you think that, like, what are the absolutes in life? Like, what even if there's like you think even if there's like a worldwide problem that yeah, people are still going to drink, people are still going to need to have a good time,
right?
Like, even if it's like, in holes in the wall with, acoustic instruments because there's no power, like, you're going to make it happen. But nope, this is that no one can congregate.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
that's the truth. It's so crazy.
COVID claimed so many restaurants too.
Oh, for sure.
So many restaurants.
For sure.
And bars and music
bars,
venues and what you name it. A lot of them had such a hard time.
I want to go back even further. I want to ask you some questions about your music career developing.
Sure.
When did you first start playing, or when did you begin playing?
I always did something with entertainment. I mean, like, whether when I was a kid, it was making having my mom or my grandma hold a video camera while we wrote a play called The Medieval Mystery, where we put a drum beat on the keyboard and sang Somewhere Out There in the middle of it, the big 10 o'clock number. We're all like 9, 7 years old.
Right. That's so cool.
Those big ass giant camcorders.
Yep.
With the VHS tapes.
I remember we had a Magnavox, I think is what it was. We had one too.
And from doing that and doing choruses and stuff, I took about a year and a half of piano lessons, and I didn't practice. I think my curse was always that I had skill and aptitude for things, and I just did not have the patience nor the focus to practice any of them. You know, whether it was homework, whether it was whatever. It's like I could get through just kind of winging it. And to this day, still, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
But
yeah, I feel that too. I'm much the same way, bro.
I think if we're all honest with each other or with ourselves, that like, you know, there's plenty of that where we feel like we're, no matter how good we are at anything, we're winging it. But
that's true.
But yeah, so I wasn't practicing my piano, and he wasn't showing up half the time so my mom was just like, you know, all right, what are we doing here? Can we, like, if you're not going to play and you're not, just, you know, forget about it, and we'll figure something else out. But I got, you know, in high school, I started singing and doing like show choirs and stuff like that. Got into musicals then, ended up deciding to go to college for musical theater.
Oh, nice.
So, got a BFA in musical theater. It's a highly valuable degree.
Where'd you go to school?
It's about as valuable as a psychology degree.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly,
it is. Yeah. Well, and I always tell people like that. You know, it's never the degree in something like musical theater or anything like that. It's never the degree itself that is the useful part of it. But it was University of Buffalo, nice. Back where I grew up, and. You know, I was telling somebody the other night, I had forgotten, like, I got into my dream school, my dream program, like the CAP 21 program at NYU. Like, it's a 16 student, 16, I think it was 16 males, 16 females accepted every year. Very small program, but, you know, it's in the city. It puts you in touch with and in front of New York professionals from the time you're there. You get classes from all these people who are working right now. Yeah. Like, you know, I got that letter and I was so happy. And then it was like, you know, yeah, so for $38,000 a year,
yep.
We would love for you to come to our university.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
congratulations.
And I was like,
you pay us
I was like, all right, so, you know, and I had some money, but I wasn't getting a scholarship or anything there. I was getting a few loans, so I was like, yeah, let's go into really like severe, like, you know, 6-figure debt to come out with a degree in musical theater. That sounds like a wonderful plan for the rest of my life.
That might have been the best decision you made in your whole damn life.
Yeah. It really, to be totally honest, it wasn't a decision. It was like, all right, well, I can't do that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, no, let's go to the state school where they're giving me a scholarship.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I can drive there from my house and live at home at least some of the time. So did that. And used to work at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
They would do like touring auditions, and they came right to UB and auditioned there. And I had already known a few people who had been working up there for the summer. It's a great job. You know, like you make, I think they start you at the time, you know, it was like, we're talking early 2000s. It was like $12 an hour.
That was good money.
Yeah, it's pretty good money.
And you were... You know, they put you in an apartment complex, you know, next to like all the other like, you know, gorgeous chicks and talented guys, and you know, everyone's just like spring break for like the entire summer, and you know, it was just kind of a no-brainer. It was so much fun. But while we were doing that, I came and saw a dueling piano bar in like Norfolk. I think we used to go. And I just remember being like, you know, these guys are incredible. And I think I could do that.
Yeah.
I was like, I think my skill set, like, and I didn't know any songs. Like, I mean, I knew a couple.
Right.
Just watched them. I was just like, man, I think I could do that. And I came back the next year and was talking to the guys, sat in a little bit, and ended up getting a crap gig in Virginia Beach doing it where they didn't care that I didn't know anything. They were like, yeah, here's like $50. Just play songs for an hour and a half. And, you know, so cut my teeth there a little bit and stayed in touch with those guys at that club. And when I graduated, you know, he was like, what are you doing? I was like, you know, I'm just waiting. I'm going to move to New York eventually. And he was like, why don't you come down to Wilmington? I'm opening up a new club with these guys, and you can learn, you know, work at the bar until you're good enough to play, and then we get you up and play. And I wasn't there for like a week, and the company being as crappy as it was at the time, now that I know, like they were like, yeah, dude, just get up there. Like, no, you're awesome. Like, no, you don't. I mean, you know, 30 songs, just play those all twice. Play those twice, and like we don't care. Like, be like, oh, I got a song for this request, and play the only other song you know.
Right. So when did you pick up piano and the whole thing again?
Well, I really started back in high school. I went to a Catholic all guys high school that had a really, really strong music program, vocal music especially. I took a little violin too when I was in grade school, nice. But they didn't have a string program in this high school, so I ended up just being like, all right, I'm just going to do vocal music, and it was in the basement right next to the boiler room, and so you'd go down these stairs, and you'd kind of walk through the steam pipe trunk distribution, you know, section, and then get into the music. And in that like steam pipe section, there was a old piano that sat there. There was a table, a couple of chairs, a couple of really old lounge chairs that, you know, had been up in the lobby or something 30 years ago, and it was an open campus for lunches, so I would take my lunch, go down there, bring my piece of pizza, eat a piece of pizza, and like just screw around on the keyboard down there.
Right.
And that just became a little bit more like of a practice session, and you're just kind of working on stuff. I was really into Ben Folds when he came out.
Oh yeah, of course. So Ben Folds was a superstar back when we first graduated high school.
He's one of my favorites, and he's a huge reason why I
that was
I got
my next
into
question. Actually, who inspired you? Like what artist or band inspired you?
Yeah, definitely Ben Folds had a lot to do with it, because it was like. Yeah, you could totally be in a rock band with a piano. Like,
yeah, man,
you do some cool shit.
Yeah, like, I love those clips where he's playing, and he's really, honestly, he used to pretty much do like a live stream type of thing when he was playing. Remember those clips?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
where he
do the Omegle stuff.
Yeah. Those are so funny.
No, he was
a man sitting on a can. Yeah, I remember that. I love that. It's so funny.
Yeah.
God, I forgot about Omegle.
Yeah.
And like chat roulette and stuff.
He would just roll through it, and then he would make up songs about the people that are on the screen.
Yeah, and he'd have this whole army of people behind him at the concert,
like
and this person like
from the stage.
They come up and they're like, oh my God, like, you know, say hi to like, you know, 1,000, 2,000 people.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're like sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh my gosh.
But he, you know, his Whatever Never Amen, I think, came out, and I was just like, this is, you know, that was my new favorite album for a long time. So I was like, I'm gonna learn to play all these songs.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
And I always did have a really good ear. Like I could go back and play the things that I had heard.
I'm right there with you, man. Like, yep.
And that like he was big. Billy, I got my hands on like the Billy Joel, the Billy Joel like Big Green. It's like 2 anthology, but like books. It's just like almost everything Billy Joel released.
Right.
Wow.
And we started working through those. Although I could read music, I just wanted to read the chord charts and use what was in my head as to what the song sounded like, and it was way quicker for me. You know, I was like, I don't need all these notes. This is far too specific for me. Like it's a G chord. I'll make it sound. I'll BS my way through it.
Right.
And yeah, just kind of grew from there. Mark Cohn, who was he wrote Walking to Memphis.
Yeah.
he's got a lot of albums out that nobody knows about, but my parents were really into him. He was a piano focused player too, so I learned a lot of his stuff.
What a wonderful song.
Oh yeah,
love that song.
Yeah,
Walking in Memphis.
He's got a lot of really awesome tunes. So I guess those are probably my biggest ones. Yeah, Billy Joel. I grew up listening to Chicago and Yes.
I love Chicago.
And
my dad's favorite band was Chicago.
Really?
Up.
And Yes.
Yeah.
Man, Yes is good, but dude, Chicago is next level.
And I'm not one of these people who like stops at any particular year.
Right.
Like I don't care. Like sure. They went all 80s crazy in Prague and like no,
but it's awesome.
Don't care who was singing, who was playing, as long as there were some horns involved. Like I was there.
I love the Wood Grain album, the Chicago Wood Grain album. That was my favorite.
I don't remember which number that one was.
I don't remember. Yeah, none of them are titled though, are they?
No, they're all numbers.
They're all
numbers.
They're all numbers.
I want to say it was number 6.
It may have been.
I think. Was it?
I am not good with the numbers, but
I don't know. Jamie
I've
looked that
listened to them
up
all.
for us.
We were just jamming out. We were just jamming out to the first album just the other night. It was like 4 a.m. in the condo after the show. We played 25 or 6 to 4 on Saturday, and it sounded damn good. I was really impressed. We had this guy we had never played with before. It was his first time at our club. And he's got a crazy tenor voice. Yeah. And someone, one of my viewers actually from Twitch, who was there at the show, requested 25 or 6 to 4, and he, I was like, oh my God, Jordan's gonna crush this. Like it's gonna sit. I can sing it, but it's at the top of my range. I was like, Jordan's gonna like just soar through these notes. So I was like, man, get on there. Like you awesome. Lead it. I'll play the drums. My buddy jumped on the keyboards and was playing all the lead stuff, and so of course we went out for a few drinks afterwards, and then we were like, remember how 25 or 64 was awesome? Yeah, I love that album. And then we started going through them, and before I knew it, we're like playing side by side at 4:30 in the morning. Only the beginning, only the beginning. Like, oh, that's great. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was a good night. Yeah,
your mom's.
Thank you, Diana. Yes, 5 was not 6. It was 5.
Your mom.
Leave it to my
chat.
mom.
Yeah, your mom's in the chat. She wants to. She's going to dig up those VHS videos of you.
Mama Juke is in the chat. Good.
What's up, Brianna?
How you doing, Ma?
What's up?
Yeah.
Diana, Peppercorn. Hello, everybody.
So tell us, what was that transition like? So when all the stuff happened with the pandemic, everything shuts down.
Yeah.
Then what was the steps? How did you get to the live streaming thing that you do? And for people that don't know, we've got some clips we're going to play here in a second. But Danny, you stream live on Twitch all the time now, right? That's like a big part of what you do.
Yeah. I'd say. I mean, I tell people I do. It is a full-time gig.
Right.
I think the misconception is that if you're a live streamer, that you just for people who have no idea about it, is just that you set up a camera and you press live and then you do the thing. Like it couldn't be any easier.
Right.
And
it's not
so much before, after.
Yep.
All of the prep, just the occupation of your mind with the channel and what needs to be done, and the social media aspects of it, the everything.
Yeah.
That it's a very holistic thing. And I worked for so long out of town and then never had my work at home. I would go to DC, play my ass off for 3 days, come home, and then not think about it. Maybe sit down and learn a song or two, but like my head wasn't in like the next time I'm going there until I was headed there. Like now it's just all day, every day in the back of my mind, all the crap I got to do for the live stream and just keeping that channel alive. But you asked about how it happened. I think simultaneously, every musician said, what do we do now? And started talking to each other. What do we do now?
Right.
And we all knew that what we could do was press go live on something and just stick an iPhone up, just stick a quick camera up and do some streaming, because in the beginning, if you remember, many people were very optimistic about how this was going to go.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna.
This wasn't going to
couple
last.
Months will be fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
2 weeks to slow the spread.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
2 weeks to slow the spread. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we were all. Yeah, I mean, we were scared, but now, and I'm not saying I didn't. I always remained on the more cautious aspect of it, and I think that's what eventually drove me to Twitch anyway, because I was like, this shit isn't going anywhere.
Right.
I need to know what I'm doing in 3 months, not just tomorrow.
Well, it was
and
your
how can I
livelihood.
set myself? Yeah,
It's your livelihood.
right.
Yeah.
And I did not know how to do anything else. Like, I worked
At that point, you were knee
really
deep.
hard for 18 years to get good at this one specialized thing that requires people to gather in large groups.
Yeah.
And or at least I assumed it did.
Right.
In the cranking out the tunes and selling booze kind of way that I was used to what I do. So when I got with I started on Facebook and quickly realized just that there was not any tools built in for what I needed. My wife, bless her heart, jumped right in and started helping me produce the show because my inability to just let things be simple.
Right.
I feel you so hard there, man. I am right there with you.
Sometimes you just, and even Josh has had to talk me off the thing. I'm like, all right, maybe we should do this. And it's like, it'd be so much easier if we just did this and let it roll. You know what I mean?
Well, and there's, you have to figure out where the line is between how hard you're working that will actually be appreciated and be valuable for your community, your people who are watching. Yeah. And versus, when are you just wasting your time trying to make this stupid thing behind you look perfect or whatever? Like, so I realized that Facebook just wasn't going to be the spot to do it.
Yeah, it's not a live streaming platform.
No, and they wanted to be,
I think they want to be everything. Yeah.
Right. So then they're no good at anything.
Right. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Except making people mad.
They're great at that.
Yeah. No, they're awesome at that. That's really the only thing.
Yeah.
Because it just, let's give people as many opportunities to piss as many people off at the same time.
Yeah.
And to be misunderstood in text because no one is actually speaking face to face or actually, and everyone's going to read into everybody else's shitty comments, whatever tone they hear. And then,
You're 1,000% right.
It's just what it does. It's just this snowball of awfulness.
Right.
But
it's a great way to put it. I love that.
Yeah,
it is. And the other thing was so when I would do a live stream, the chat would be where people would just write a song into the chat.
Right.
And my wife at first was just collecting the tunes off of the chat, writing them down on like a cue card, and then just putting them on my piano, not a cue card, index card.
Yeah.
And putting them on my piano, and then I just would be getting these stacks of all these different requests, and I didn't know, who necessarily. Okay, so now you need to write the person's name down on them, and like, oh well, if they've written another one, because sometimes it's the same person they put several of. One person requests one song, someone asks for 10 songs.
Right.
And then, so these piles just started, getting huge and unmanageable.
Yeah.
Because, if it's at a bar where I got to write it down, I got to walk it up the stage, I got to put a tip with it. Like, there's steps to that keep people from just being like, how about this song? How about this song?
Right.
And it keeping track of those songs was next to impossible. So then we came up with the smart idea of, okay, we're going to have a dedicated crappy laptop where you're just going to enter in on a spreadsheet, and you're going to have a copy of the same monitor on your side. Now I've got a whole nother monitor that's just the spreadsheet where you put the name and you put the songs that they ask for all right next to it. And then I can go through, and as I play those, you can just delete them, and then I can see who's got several requests. So, we started going through.
This is a real trial and error kind of process.
Right, right. Because then people were like, I asked for a song an hour ago. Where is it? And I'm like, well, we're doing our best here. I don't know what's what. And, it was.
And, of course, people on Facebook will get mad about something like that.
Well, and those people would also be like, I sent a tip by PayPal. And it's like, okay, well,
how do you put the two
now
together?
I got to monitor my PayPal and my Cash App and my Venmo all at the same time. Well, you don't take Cash App. Oh, I really want to use Cash App. I'd give you my, okay, well, well, I guess I'll put a Cash App up there now.
Right.
Something else I got to take care of. So all these things.
Just became a...
super production. And then we were, trying to make it interesting, trying to retain viewers, because what we noticed at first is at first everyone was like, oh, we feel so bad for these guys that can't gig. Here, we're going to come out. Here's $200 tip. Thanks. And we were like, the first 2 weeks, we were like, I could totally do this.
I never had to leave my house
money
again.
Yeah. And then after that 2 weeks, it was like nothing.
Yeah.
Suddenly everyone was like, oh, this is going to last a while. Yeah. Just.
Sorry, we're broke now too.
Yeah. And so everyone, it suddenly slowed down like that. So it was like, okay, but I don't have a choice here. We got to develop this. And we started doing a call, people could submit their stories with songs, and then we'd kind of do a little behind the scenes, give them a dedication, tell them why. We had little segments, and my wife was getting on and playing harmonica and and doing a little singing. For Devil Went Down to Georgia, I'd get on to play fiddle. We were trying to add some production value, camera angles,
going for it. Yeah.
But it was super stressful, and I could not do it alone. It just wasn't. Facebook especially just wasn't built for doing it by myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Nor had I made the investment, because that's what it takes if you're going to do it by yourself. So, and my poor wife was just working her butt off, and she is not a technology person either. And she got to a point where she's like, honey, I can't. I'm
stressed out.
I'm
overwhelmed.
I'm about to go crazy.
Right.
And I had to be like, all right, it's baby, I got you. I was like, and she was dealing with some major health problems too at that point. So it was already a lot to ask.
Right, of course.
And I was like, it's all right. I'm gonna figure this out. How I can, I can do it. And I had been looking at Twitch as something I wanted to do. I just knew that. And my bar was streaming on Facebook too. They were sponsoring some of our streams. So once they were kind of like, get your stream looking really good, and then we'll start pushing you once a week on our page. And that drove a whole bunch more traffic our way. Yeah. But Facebook has no way to grow organically.
No.
I can pay to boost stuff.
It's a pay to win.
Share
platform.
as much as I can, but at the end of the day, no one's just gonna stumble across me on Facebook.
Right.
And I really felt like if I could just get people in the door, that I would retain some of those people. They would see that I'm not just another guy doing this. That I have a certain level of skill. Hopefully, I'm charming enough. And I can convince people to stick around. And Twitch offered that. Certainly better than.
Well, at that time, it was just considered Twitch. I think almost everybody that I knew at one point was just simply a game and streaming platform.
For sure,
it was all games.
For sure,
yeah.
But there have been art and music streamers pretty much for the life of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It just wasn't a big part of it necessarily.
No, it was not what was making Twitch their money.
Right.
And it still isn't.
Yeah.
It's still a very, very small subcategory of Twitch, and I wish it weren't. I wish it weren't so, and I wish it were just a little more accessible for people who are not necessarily technically minded.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's been the knock on Twitch from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I mean, I totally get that. It was built to be a gaming platform, and it still operates like a gaming platform.
Right.
And the community is very much like a gaming thing. I thought throughout the whole pandemic, I was like, they have to figure out a way. And they tried, to their credit. They tried, I think, to in at least some ways, to make it more accessible to, I think they knew people were looking for something like that, but it never quite
they never
hit the bar.
They never did a really good job of educating that it was more than games.
Yeah.
I'm still like amazed at the amount of, because there's plenty of content out there that is, you don't need any sort of license to set up a Twitch account, put a thing. Like, there is no one holding auditions for you to be a music streamer on Twitch.
There's no gatekeeping whatsoever, and that's great.
It is, but it also means you got to wade through some stuff.
Yep.
To find the quality, but. There's still a lot of really talented people doing really cool stuff that isn't necessarily playing video games. But that's also part of the landscape. So like every Thursdays we kind of do a whole gaming / music thing where we play community games where like everyone has chances to win, and if you win, I'm playing your song kind of thing.
Nice, that's cool.
Which has been a lot of fun lately, and is a good way to kind of start bridging that.
Right.
I play Rocket League, and I'm hoping to bring that into something I do weekly.
I got you. That's cool, dude. Have you ever thought about doing it on YouTube?
No.
Yeah.
No. I think that I need to continue this year to start developing more short form content and mid form. So like. Whether it's 30 seconds for TikToks and Reels and shorts and stuff like that, and then highlights of particular songs. I got a few like I don't want to call them bits, a few like segments that I'm working on that are hopefully going to be like, okay, every night when we do this segment, that's going to be the upload for YouTube for that week. So there's going to be some planned content within the live streams.
Well, and that's what's always been so weird to me is you can't do Twitch and YouTube both.
I think you can.
Now.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
the service that I use to do the remote live streams, you can stream to multiple platforms. So you can stream to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, all at one time.
Well, but if you're partnered on Twitch,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
if you're partnered on Twitch,
yeah,
which
exclusive.
I ended up getting partnered last October.
Right. Congratulations!
That's awesome,
Thanks.
dude.
I was pretty proud that we finally got there. It had been about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And you did TwitchCon this last year, right?
I did. I got partnered at TwitchCon.
Oh, that's awesome.
I showed up and got my original badge with my affiliate on there.
Yeah.
And then got the email on Saturday morning and like went to the desk and was like, "Can I get like my partner badge?"
That's awesome.
And they were like, "Yes, you can. Congratulations." I was like, "Can I keep my affiliate badge?" They were like, "No." All right, fair enough. I get it. Yeah, you're right.
I got you.
But I was like, "Let me get a picture."
Right.
So took a little picture of the two side by side. That was a really cool experience. I'm hoping to go back this year too. Yeah. It's in Vegas.
That's awesome.
I think. Yeah. The plan is. I can't announce what I'm going to be doing there, just in case anyone is listening that might know. But I've got some cool things that are coming up. So yeah, hopefully that's going to be in October.
Well, since we've been talking about it, why don't we play one of the clips?
Yeah.
Let's play the Twitch clip.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up in the browser there, Noah. You can just open it up. You can put it on the TV and.
Yeah, this is, I think. Which one is this? Oh, is that the one I sang? Where's the one that's... Well, this one's good, too. No, this one's fine. This one's just me and piano.
Don't be too critical of yourself, Danny.
Yeah, okay.
Full screen it.
This.
There you go.
All right, here we go.
This is just last night.
Oh, nice.
And you got your studio at your house?
So on Mondays, I built a little 12 by 24.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
it's awesome.
I can't wait to come up and see it.
So on Mondays, we do this thing called Simply Juke, where rather than me using all of the extra stuff, I just use piano, maybe nice. Guitar, but yeah, keep it simple. Jesse calls at 5 a.m.
Yeah, you got it looking good, bro.
Of all of them. Says, baby, I've been thinking about a trailer by the sea.
You know, everybody in your stuff, they concentrate on the, I'm a musician, so, like, I find the whole musician part of it fascinating, but you're an amazing vocalist, dude.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you really are.
It's always been my first, considered instrument. Like, people ask me, what do you want? It's my favorite thing to play, and I'm like, well, I'm a vocalist, too, and if I can just stand there and sing, I'm actually really happy.
Right, there you go.
Everything else was just to accompany myself.
Your studio looks expensive. Holy cow!
You could come over and see. There's so much that duct taped and
that's the way mine is.
and bought used, but there's definitely I have invested in it heavily.
Mine is chaos most of the time.
It's usually chaos. If it's not chaos, you're probably not using it.
Right.
Yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
Wow,
it sounds really good too, man.
Thanks. Yeah, it's and I just started. I do everything on Ableton now, so all of my instruments are all virtual.
right?
Which is a whole nother Ableton. That was a whole nother okay. I got to figure this out.
Got to learn it all now. Yeah.
Were you pissing off the neighbors?
Oh, they don't hear nothing.
No, don't hear nothing now, but before?
What, before?
Before you went to Ableton?
Oh, no, I mean, it was always digital, so even you could hear me squawking from outside. But we're lucky enough to live way back.
Yeah, you're out there. I know where you live.
Trees everywhere. Even Chris, my closest neighbor, he was like, dude, I have never once heard you singing out there. And I was like, all right, well, it's 4 a.m. and I'm, drunk and nope.
Singing Piano Man out there in the woods, right?
Well, and it's even funnier because it's always just the vocals that you hear, or you hear if I'm playing the drums, just thud 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 click click click,
Yeah, I got you. So, you can wind it down if you want to, brother. So, tell us about this movie.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. We got
I was having trouble getting it stopped.
It will not pause. Why does it not pause when I press the mouse? That is dumb. Twitch, why do you do that to me?
The movie. So I
plug it.
You meet a lot of different people in dueling pianos in general, especially if you travel the circuit, you play with all kinds of different dudes and I've been lucky enough to work in a bunch of great clubs and just get to know some of the best players out there. And one of them, his name's Drew DeFore, had told me that he was writing a movie for about dueling pianos, and was hoping to cast it with dueling piano players, and I just stayed in touch with him and was just like, dude, I haven't acted. I was went to school for theater, but I've never done film. But this sounds like something I would love to be a part of. So just make sure you let me know when you hold the auditions.
Which, by the way, what a great idea that he had. If you're gonna make a musical, A dueling piano bar is a great idea, and I don't know if anybody's ever done that before.
No,
that's when I first saw it. That's was my first thought.
There have been TV shows that have episodes filmed in them, but certainly not I don't know. I couldn't name a single like major thing that even had a scene in one.
Oh yeah,
it seems like that they're so ubiquitous. There's one in every single major city, in the U.S. Like sometimes there are 2 or 3.
Right.
But the brilliance of it to me is that rather than taking a problem and turning it into its strength.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was, well, if you're going to do a dueling piano bar musical, like, well, now you got to license all this, like, all this material.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're going to need the biggest songs of all time that are not going to be cheap.
Yep.
And which ones do you use and how much do you pay for those? And already now we can't do it. We can't afford that.
I can imagine trying to pay for a mechanical license on songs that big.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially for an independent thing. Like, it was obviously, well, we can't do that. So Drew has been writing songs for years and is really, really talented. Like, has some really good tunes. And I think through his experience as a piano bar entertainer, as well as doing his original music, has explored a lot of different, like, niches and we're gonna try write this type of song, and has just a catalog that's got a lot of really good tunes in it. And he picked like kind of his best 16 or so and said, okay, these are what is going to make up all the music in the musicals or in the movie. So now he doesn't have to pay any rights to anybody.
Wow.
But the whole kind of gimmick is that everyone in the movie is acting like these are classics. Like, everybody hold up your drinks and sway back and forth and sing this like you've been singing for the past 20 years, but it's a totally new song.
That's awesome.
And it ended up being a really cool, like, you have your, this is kind of like Piano Man. Mm-hmm. Like, this one's kind of like when they play Rocky Top, that jangly. This is like the Baby Got Back moment. Like with he finally found these spots. Wrote a few directly for the movie too. He wrote "Gotta Get On" for the movie, and then a couple other like incidental pieces. But it's cool because there's music the entire time.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's the focus, sometimes like people are arguing and fighting down in the break room, but you can still hear the music that's happening right above them because the time is always still flowing all night. So it was really an interesting concept and very for an independent film, very ambitious. Like, he's telling us all this. But I was saying to you earlier, like, Drew is one of those guys who has a vision and is charismatic as well as talented. So he draws good people into his orbit and convinces them that they can do something that they've never done before. And then by God, they do it. Yep. And like, he's just that kind of magical dude. So we went up and filmed it in Pontiac, Michigan in 2019. Like, I got to audition. I auditioned originally for the male ingenue, which I was not right for. Nor was I quite right for the part I got, only because I think I wasn't quite grizzled enough.
Right.
I mean, they would have wanted someone a little more grizzled. But that being said, I'll play a character who is definitely been playing hard for a long time, and is just squeaking by right now, just after burning as many bridges as he possibly can, accidentally through drugs or alcohol or just losing his temper or whatever, like. And
the grizzled bar musician.
Yeah.
I started to ask, where does the heroin come in?
Yeah.
I feel like...
Yeah. I don't know. It's never specifically said that he uses heroin.
Right.
But there's definitely like there's one point where he dumps a bunch. Actually, it's in one of the scenes. It actually this whole talk would lead really good into.
Let's
if you
play
wanted
one
to
of
lead.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think I think it's the first one. It's so the first link of those 3 that were up.
Yeah, go to the email, Noah. And
the one that say Duelers, clips, and the first one, the very first link. Yeah.
100.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now we got it.
But yeah, this is opening up a scene. This is Drew, the guy who wrote it. He's kind of playing the entertainment director of the club, and me in the bathroom in between.
Well, first of all, we got a Jack in the Box ad, so that's good. Shout out Jack in the Box.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
That's
build
one of our
them.
sponsors.
I'm gonna build.
We're gonna
them.
reach out to them.
Y'all getting that Jack in the Box money?
Yeah, damn. We are now. I'm gonna build them.
All right.
Here we go. And I have played some of my best shows completely unconscious.
Okay. I hate what happened last night.
He's my boss, and he's basically given me.
Skip, please
Giving
don't
you the
make me
beans,
change
huh?
Well,
the livelihoods of all these people.
He's given me a lot of Don't worry chances. about me. I've been fired from a lot of other clubs and stuff, and I'm just on my last legs here.
It's definitely not been on heroin, but I feel like I've been in this position before. All right, sober.
He's got really bad tinnitus, so that's why you can hear that buzzing
okay,
that's
I got
going
you.
on, and that's why he's rubbing his fingers there, because it's kind of one of the things that can help that pitch go away.
And he's alright with his friends and the bottle. And he's alright.
By the way, that's like 2.5 months worth of growth.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, your
like
beard.
I did not shave. They were so mad when I showed up looking like that, and they were like, "We told you not to shave." I was like, "I didn't."
Layoffs.
Like they were like, "Danny, what the heck, man?"
This is really great production.
Yeah,
guys.
man.
I was quite pleased because, even as we're filming it, like, once I was like, what did I sign up for? Like, how rough is this gonna be?
Dude, this is awesome.
Hey, Drew said to put you on his tab. Is there anything?
And now
no
that being
thanks.
said, like, we're all,
So-
every single one of us is a dueling
too.
piano player. Like,
know each other.
that's
You guys,
that's
like,
Colleen. That is actually
just friends,
Drew's
old friends.
wife.
Okay.
I got you.
She had just given
Nice to be
birth
honest with you.
like 2 months
Seems good
before
at
we
this
filmed
as he
this.
thinks he
Wow.
is.
She's a
No.
badass, great voice.
talented. He doesn't have the best
That's
voice, but
Shelby
he
Winfrey,
does
who's
this
a
gig
dueling
better
piano
than
player,
anyone
like out in the
That's
Kansas
good.
City area.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's trained.
The
I'm gonna be
one
a
playing the
piano player.
accordion is Elisa Carlson. She streamed on Twitch.
The industry is
And
always
did
changing.
from Chicago.
Piano bars come and go, so whether it's here or
So yeah, none of
Drew
us
said this
were
place would be open for
actors.
decades.
Well, he's probably right. He's definitely right. Don't mind me. So what did you do before this?
I taught vocal music to children.
Well, that's the same damn thing. You'll have no problem teaching drunk adults to sing.
Skip said the same thing. So, what's his story?
Skip, I kind of like to think of him as a ghost.
A ghost?
Yeah, like someone who's so talented.
I want to watch this movie now. Like
Should've been
I'm
famous.
invested.
Yeah, I'm
in
into
this.
it.
For whatever reason,
Sorry, the
coming.
live stream. Y'all are just watching me watch a
moment
movie.
passed and the
This is an
opportunity
IRL
died.
stream.
Yeah, exactly.
It is
Roaming
now just dawned on me. I'm in the
Shell
same room
of his
with a
former
guy who
self.
actually got to play in a movie.
Yeah.
Like a ghost.
Imagine
There was
that,
only
brothers.
Jesus.
like 10 other people in that room that we were filming, so that's only like 6 more than are here right now. So,
Right.
you know, it's like, it was not that glamorous.
Oh.
She sings everyone
was it cool that you played that kind of character? You could just really let go on the stage.
I mean, you know, it's easy to say you don't like being the male ingenue when you didn't get the male ingenue part, but like it never really interested me, like as far as acting or stage was concerned. Like I would do those parts, and I did, but those weren't the ones I had fun doing. Like, you know, it's more fun to play somebody who isn't you.
Right. It definitely is.
Yeah.
Just needs one more. Hey, y'all, say it back to me. Are you swaying back and forth? One more. One more.
And they did such a good job of filming it so that it looked like there was a full like crowd.
Yeah.
Because we never had more than like 10 people in there at a time. I mean it, like, because we filmed overnight.
That's awesome.
So it was like, you know, only between the hours of like 8 and 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we filmed, and it was in Pontiac, Michigan, so it's already frozen, but it was also in a pre-Civil War building that was nothing but stone. We couldn't have the heat on while we were filming because the system was so loud. So there was like production assistant's job the entire time. Like when it was like, okay, we're gonna do a series of takes, go stand by the heater, turn it off, like take, okay, all right, go set up, or you giving notes, okay, turn it back on, like run the heat for a little bit, okay, turn it back off, like, and then it was also.
So this was what month in Pontiac, Michigan?
January.
Ah,
yeah. And it was the same month where there was a polar vortex.
Oh,
where,
the infamous polar vortex.
Yeah, where it like came and sat right over the whole like mid northwest and it was so bitter. There was so much snow. Like it was awful. And then we were like, hey, can anyone like come out for free at like 2 a.m. and like drink like fake booze and yell a bunch? Does that sound like fun? And you know, like one guy, you know, is like, and nobody else. So we just take that one guy and be like, all right, go sit over there.
Yeah.
And we're gonna film this way. Like, all right, now go sit behind him. Like, that's what we just kept doing, is taking those 10 extras, like throwing a new shirt on him, and then putting him
moving them around.
Yeah, just shoveling around to the other side.
Yeah, if you've ever been on a movie set, it is definitely not as glamorous as you would imagine. No. Not in the slightest.
And I have to imagine that any glamour that might be on an actual movie set was lost on this particular one.
Right, of
course. This was shoestring. You know, wing and a prayer, everybody kind of pitching in.
Yeah.
Hell, and it really was like there was just constantly where someone was saving the day, you know, whether it was like, dude, take your car, run to Walmart, get all of like the paper cups that you can possibly fit into one cart and bring or you know, the second to last day of filming, our cameraman had like, he was dealing with crazy back problems, and he was our only cinematographer, really. And we had this. You ever seen like you know what I mean when I say like an easy rig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you had this. For anyone who doesn't know, it's just basically like a backpack that you wear that has this pole that comes up over your head and a pulley system that you attach a really heavy camera to, so that you can carry some of that weight on your back, and it's like a poor man's kind of like Steadicam. You know, if you can't afford a whole Steadicam rig, just helps you steady the shots and carry some weight. Well, it was I was telling the guys most of the budget for this movie was spent on the cameras and the lenses. So protection of that, if we were to break any of that stuff,
oh my God,
you'd have been ruined.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It would take it out of our height. So, they like our second to last day, like we're up against it, but we're doing good. And that easy rig breaks, the cable snaps. And luckily they had rigged up, because they saw that it was fraying. They had rigged up a like safety thing, so the camera didn't fall. But now you gotta shoot everything, handheld entirely.
Right.
And Danny was just like, Danny Mooney, he was a producer and a cinematographer. He was just like, I don't know how we're gonna finish this. Like, this is gonna look like hell.
Right.
And I didn't tell anybody, but I took the easy rig and I went back into the like old kitchen because side note, this building was the original bar that Drew DeFore, the guy who wrote the movie and all the music, the original bar that he started doing pianos in.
Wow.
It was sitting empty, and after going out of business, and was just waiting for somebody to lease the building.
Wow, that's really cool.
And they were able to come in and be like, look, we're going to rebuild the bar. We're going to put our own like fake light fixtures and everything up. We're going to light this stage. We're going to rebuild the stage. And they got to do whatever they wanted to. But yeah, I took the easy rig into the kitchen where nothing was. The kitchen, it was just... it was horrific in there, but we didn't use it or shoot anything. Right. But cleared a space and went downstairs and like raided a toolbox and like, I'm gonna fix this because can't stop the movie, and like ended up coming with something, finding this paracord that fit the pulley system like exactly, and was able to just rig it
Make
up
it work.
like even better than it was, because it was tearing because it wasn't run through the pulley system right or something. So I actually figured, oh yeah, it should be run like this way. And I delivered it to them and they were like, are you kidding me? Like, did you fix this? That's awesome. Like we had this like mini like 5-minute party there for a second. They're like, all right, let's go. Come on.
We're back in business. Let's go.
Yeah. But it was full of moments like that where it was just like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And we just always figured something out.
Real
everyone that worked
effort.
on it, everyone that worked on it was just so talented and giving, and it was just like let's make it happen. We're here.
Well,
it's gonna happen once in my life. You know?
Yeah.
Those types of things, those types of creative endeavors where everybody pulls together, are probably the most fulfilling in my view.
For sure.
I've been a part of a few of those, and that's always the ones where you're like, hell yeah, dude,
So
we
pulled
it off.
Pull that closer to you. I can't hear you. There you go.
Yeah.
We had a scene that's so like in dueling piano bars, there's this thing that they do called like a showtime, and where you bring your staff up on the stage and they do a dance with the piano players, where it's trying to be like the biggest production it possibly can be, get the servers some tips and stuff like that. Well, they were supposed to have someone coming in to choreograph, bringing like half of their dance troupe, and they were going to choreograph this dance for this song on this day. And like 2 days before, she called up Drew and was like, I really think we should move the rehearsal for this to next week. Like I can't do it here. And Drew's like next week we're not going to be in this building. Like we can't move it to next week. She's like, well, I don't have enough time. So suddenly now he didn't have a choreographer. So me and Elisa, we both had dance experience. We were like, don't worry, we got this. And we took a bunch of our extras down in the basement, and we're like, all right, guys, look, we're going to teach you how this. We went, me and her, like, quick choreographed. Oh, that looks good. Oh, this will be cool. All right, sweet. All right, good. And then, so yeah, and like I got a choreographer credit on this stupid thing for like, to people to do. All right, step touch, do a little shimmy. All right, there you perfect.
Look, the degree came in useful after all. It's crazy. Even I was talking shit about it. Now you actually used it.
Well, again, it had nothing to do with the degree, but it had everything to do with the experience that I obtained in the pursuit of that degree.
Absolutely.
That's what theater school was all about. It was just doing production after production after production, and figuring it out there, as opposed to on your first professional show, where the mistakes really matter.
Jeez.
So. Yeah.
Since earlier you mentioned somebody who I guess it was who put this film together. They, this person, they get an idea and they just go do it.
Yeah.
Since we've started this podcast, we have met so many people that are just like that.
Yeah.
With that same mentality. And man, it's so cool. I just had to comment on how many people now that we've met and we've heard stories about.
I know,
that do
it's
that.
like a theme.
Yeah, it really is.
You just got to take. I think in today's, this is kind of what I've garnered from this whole thing, is that if you want to do something now, just grab the horns and do it. There's really no excuses, really. Yeah. At the end of the day, things are so accessible to us that if you really set your mind to something, you can do it. You can pull it off. And I mean, heck, even if you don't know what you're doing, look it up online.
Well,
there's a YouTube video for that. I can almost guarantee it.
And worst case scenario, you have to tolerate yourself doing it poorly for a while.
Right. Yeah. As everyone really has to with everything.
Yeah.
Well, everything's trial and error. You're never going to do it right the first time. I mean, things that, that's trial and error is part of a refining process that makes it something special.
Yeah.
I feel like.
For sure.
That's crazy to hear about all that Twitch streaming and all that. You just figured it out like as you went.
Well, it was, it was just constantly trying to reevaluate and figure out how I can, because... at the end of the day, it was me realizing...
you were trying to make a living, too. That was the other thing, yeah.
And at first, it was like, I have to do a piano bar live.
Yeah.
And when I finally realized that because, and that's what people expected on Facebook, because they all knew me from those piano bars. They were coming from a piano bar website. They were like, stop talking, play more music.
Right.
Like, they didn't want to hear from me. They didn't want, like, I'd do a 2 hours straight by myself and was shot because I trying not to have any dead air. It's just like song after song. And I'd quickly realize it's like, man, this isn't what I want to do. Like, this is like being at a bar, only I get no feedback.
Right.
You get so much from, even if it's just a polite applause at the end of the song. It's just that interaction, that back and forth that, just kind of informs where you take the show next. Especially because everything I do is requests. I'm hypersensitive to what the room's feeling and whether they like that, or maybe, I should be trying a different tack and trying this type of music now. Like maybe I shouldn't play that request next. We should do this one. I should save that one till later, whatever. Like I'm constantly doing that. And I get if it's just me playing tunes and just people, and no one was talking in the chat on Facebook either. No one was talking to each other.
Right.
It was all just play this song.
Yeah.
Right.
Or good job. All right, now this one.
Barking orders. Like.
Yeah.
Well, that is one cool thing about Twitch. Twitch is definitely like a community, and it's almost like it's expected that you interact.
Right. No, it totally is. And there isn't this
totally get that.
Isn't this like crank it out, music man, and because that's that's what I got, a little tired of, like just being in the bar scene. Like I didn't realize how burnt out I was on it until I was able to get out of it. And that being said, I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it plenty. I still love to do it. Like I had a great weekend with a couple great players in DC this past weekend. But
you find it that it's more fun for you now when it's like a collaborative effort when you're with somebody else, or do you still enjoy doing it by yourself?
Again, what's been nice about it is the variety. Is that like right now I've got my Twitch stream, which primarily I'm alone, although like I've got a couple guys, this band Risky Biscuit that I play with in Atlanta. Where they're,
do you guys play together in person with each other, or can you do that virtually?
No, I drive there.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Got you. So you guys do it together.
No, there are ways to do it, but with as complicated as a setup as they're doing, and it's tough to do zero latency type stuff like that. Like there are platforms that exist, but they're not without their own problems and difficulties.
Right.
But still, it was only about 4 hours from here, me to get to Atlanta. And
it's not
like
bad.
for me.
It's not too bad.
After driving 8 hours, like to DC, like 4 hours, I just.
You gotta start getting that flying cash, buddy. Get them first class upgrades.
Okay, but where am I getting? So get me to an airport now.
Right.
Like,
that's true.
Let me park there. How much am I like how much time do I got to get there early before it? Am I checking the bag? All right, now I got to schlep that bag.
It's a whole process.
Oh, and if you're taking a keyboard rig with you, I mean,
right.
Yeah.
And I'm on a plane where I cannot control anything about my environment.
Right.
You know, I get in my car, I can stop when I want to stop.
Yeah.
I can roll the windows down. I can smoke. Like I can leave if I decide. Oh, I feel really good right now, and like I could just drive home right now. Or no, I'd actually like to stay an extra day. Like I don't have to.
Right.
Just wait. And yeah, it's got to be far away. Right now, my 8 hours to DC, that is right on the edge. But so if I'm going to get a direct flight, I'm going to have to get to Charlotte. Okay. So I've got 2 hours to Charlotte. Yep. I got to be there an hour and a half ahead of time. So that's 3.5 hours. Flight's probably about an hour and a half. So now we're at 5 hours. And now I got to get home. So let's say, you know, by the time I collect my bag and get to my place, now we've spent 6 hours in travel.
Yeah.
And I don't have a car.
Yeah.
So for 2 extra hours, and I drive a hybrid. So like, you know, I spend nothing in gas to get there. Get 500 miles in a.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like now, if I start like 10 or 12 hours where I'm away, it's like, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
maybe I'm gonna fly out there, especially if I got to play that same day.
Right.
I think that's the hard thing.
So you mentioned being burned out earlier. I have to ask you this question. I know you've probably been asked this a million times before. What's the one song that you hate to play? What's the number one worst request?
When someone says play this, you're like, oh
okay.
God, not
Piano
again.
Man.
If I'm being honest, no, because that's not a bad song.
Right.
Like,
It's actually
see where you're going.
Really
with
good
this
song.
Yeah.
It's really the bad songs that I really hate playing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's probably about 100 tunes that if they disappeared from like everyone's consciousness, like
totally fine.
I would never be like, oh man, I missed that song. Like, the Sweet Carolines, the Bave Leroy Browns, the Brown Eyed Girls, Friends in Low Places, Crocodile Rock, Margaritaville, yes. There's a ton. But I think the one I hate the most, like, is My Ding-a-Ling. Like, that is just the dumbest,
isn't it?
Frickin' song. And and still, like, to this day, it comes up, and I just am like, man,
please, no.
Mine's Ballroom Blitz. I hate Ballroom Blitz. That song. It is so dumb. It is so bad.
I can only think of Tia Carrera every time I hear it anyway.
Ballroom Blitz.
So I think of Wayne's World.
Right.
God.
Yeah, there you go.
I was driving today and it came on Sirius XM and I was like,
you couldn't change it quick enough. Yeah.
Nope. Not going.
What's
there.
the number one song you get, like most requested one?
What do you think? What do you guys think?
Most requested song?
Because it's not the one you. It's not the one you.
It's not
think.
Piano Man. No.
Yeah.
But that's up there. I mean, like that's up there. And it's changed. It's changed in the past. Yeah.
I would guess probably. Either something by Coldplay or Elton John.
Good guesses. It was definitely "Don't Stop Believing" for a really long time.
Yeah.
Like that was the most, and it still is. I mean, neck and neck, and maybe it's just my perception that has changed, but it seems like, and although in the past, thankfully, like it feels like in the past year, it's actually started to wane as well, but Baby Got Back.
Really?
I kid you not. I kid you not. Because it's okay. So the internet has really screwed things up here because not only does it not only do some songs, enter the collective consciousness and then never leave, then like people make lists of, let's say, the 10 best songs to request in a dueling piano bar. And what do you think
Damn
people
it,
do?
BuzzFeed.
What do you think people do when they can't think of a song? They're like, ask Google, what are the 10 best? So then those lists then become the jumping off point for like everybody.
Right.
And I'm like, why is this song coming up? He's like, I don't know. It's what comes up when
I
you
looked up a
when you ask
listicle, and that's
Google.
what it said to do.
And
my
and
gosh.
and you know, people go, oh, like he'll never play Baby Got Back,
Right.
even though we get a million requests for it every
Right.
single night, and it's like, you know, it's since I started, and I remember when I started, like we're talking years ago, and like early 2000s, 2004. I was 23, I guess, when I started. Yeah, 23 in 2004, and all the old heads in dueling pianos were like, this rap thing is bullshit and it's never gonna catch on.
Right.
Like we're never gonna play rap in these bars ever.
Right.
And I, as like a kid who's like, yo, these are some of my jams. Like,
Right.
This is the stuff I grew up listening to. This is stuff I like, and I know that the kids right now, like, you want to like get them hype. Like, this is the stuff you're gonna play, and so. Knowing that, and knowing that, like, if you're playing dueling pianos, you've got like 3 other guys there playing with you. So your best options to be valuable to the team are to learn the things that nobody else knows.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows Piano Man. For you to learn Piano Man, like, it doesn't. Everyone can play that one. You want to play the one that's sitting up on the piano with a $20 bill that, like, you're gonna have to give back because nobody can play it.
Right.
You know, you want to be the guy. Oh no, I can do that. Look. Oh, all right. Well,
And all of a sudden you're playing Dr. Dre.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know exactly what song I'm talking about too, probably.
Well, there's a couple. I mean, and I should know Still Dre.
Yep.
But you know what the number one Dre song that I get is California Love.
Yeah,
Comes up all the time.
Yeah.
And that one's fun because, like, you can do the Tupac verse and everything. Like I enjoy doing, like, like trying to catch a little bit of the different rappers' flows. You know,
Yeah.
like I like doing Jay-Z because his flow is a little different than Dre, a little different than Tupac, a little different than Eminem. You know, and I think they're all fun in their own way, and I like getting into that and, like, really
somewhere on my phone I've got
really
the
digging
video
in.
of you and Tony doing Eminem. Yeah,
That's
Tony,
amazing.
Yeah, Tony got up and rapped the part.
funny.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
without me. Yeah.
I told Tony, I was like, we're gonna start to come up with some stuff. Like, we're gonna work out.
You
we're gonna work out
do.
some deals. I was like, there's no way I'm coming to Moondust and you ain't singing with me on
Shout out
A-Song.
Moondust, one of our sponsors.
Hell
Shout
yeah.
out.
Shout out, definitely Tony and the crew up there. I'm super thankful. You know, I watched when he was on. He told the story of me, like, literally I was driving by with the family and I was just like, yeah. I was, like, literally just kind of cruising around looking to see where I might be able to play. Like, he was like, yeah, I just opened up, like, yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, when can I play? He's like, how about tomorrow? I was like, I'm there. Like, it was the easiest gig I've ever picked up.
That's awesome.
Like, literally walk in off the street and just play tomorrow. But yeah, it was just nice to be. It's the closest gig to my house in a really, really long time.
Sure.
Well, man, I'll tell you, it's great to have you a part of the community, man. It's awesome to have you here. I thoroughly enjoy that.
Me too.
And I know everybody that's come out to see you that I've told about you has been like, damn, I didn't know we were in for that. And that's a testament to you, man. It's awesome to have something.
Thanks. I'm proud to be here. Like, I really have. You know, it's been a weird time to move because you know, already it's an area that, you know, people are spread out. Like, you aren't on top of your neighbors. Like, you know, you don't know necessarily.
Right.
But you know, to be able to get out and play some local gigs, and you know, you guys had Bethany on, like, and Bethany's one.
Yep.
You know, her and her family I've met through Boy Scouts. My son Gabe does
Nice.
does Boy Scouts too with that troop 505, and actually I really need to get on Amy because we want to do a benefit for them for this year's summer camp. I want to do a concert and just have it have it be all the tips go to paying for the summer camp.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the boys.
I think it's important that we all do that, and I've got kind of something we need to mention at the end here to along those same lines. But I think that it's funny when you start doing this type of thing, these kind of opportunities for fundraising events and stuff like this start coming your way, and we're going to try to start taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely
we got a question in the chat though. I want to ask Danny.
Yeah.
Laura wants to know, what's the most unrequested song that you like to play? I guess that you would wish people would request.
That's a good question, Laura.
It is a good question, and I always struggle to answer it because I know so many songs, and that's not a brag. It's just
reality.
Done it
fact.
forever. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I love. That's been one of the cool things about Twitch is that, like, at a bar, I can't necessarily play like a ballad at 10 o'clock without everyone going,
Yeah.
all right, what's happening here? Like,
You got to make the bar money.
Yeah,
exactly.
you got to keep things rolling. But on Twitch, if people leave, like, I'm the only one who's losing out, so I have total control over it. So if I want to sing "Lover You Should Have Come Over" by Jeff Buckley, you know, this obscure like mid '90s like power ballad, like I could do that, and so that's a good one. I mean, I like Stevie Wonder a lot. I like Garth Brooks. I like the good, we call them like B tunes. Like, there's so many tunes that are like, oh yeah, like, what about that song? Like, everyone asks for "Don't Stop Believing," but I really wish you'd ask for "Separate Ways." Everyone asks for,
I love that song.
Everyone asks for "Jump" by Van Halen. What about like "Right Now"? Or, you know, there's always like those ones that are like, oh yeah, that's a jam, but it's just a little bit deeper than those first ones that you come up with. Like, I love Garth Brooks. Like, I know a shitload of Garth Brooks, but the only one I ever get is like "Friends of Low Places."
You need to get like
Thunder Rolls, man.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Like
Rodeo. And
on it.
with the dance.
On it.
I think I saw you play the dance.
Probably.
One time. I think somebody
I
requested.
do
That was
have
a good one
a
down the moon.
curious question though.
Yeah.
You said you've played Eminem before.
Yeah.
How many times have you been requested Godzilla or Rap God?
It quite a few, and I always gotta tell them like, hey, you know, I appreciate you, but I did, you know, you got me. Like,
Godzilla is actually one of my favorite Eminem songs.
Fantastic. I mean, the problem with really with any song is it comes down to literally like economics, and not just money but time. So it is like, okay, how much time do I got to devote for this song to actually consider that I know it and perform it well enough that when someone gives me whatever amount of money for it, I can go like, yes, got you.
Right.
Yeah.
And with rap songs, most of the time, it's considerably higher than a regular song because of the density of the material. That if I'm going to learn a rap song, like, I have to really dig in. I got to listen to it over and over.
Right.
I've got this little app called the Amazing Slow Downer, which does slow things down, but it also lets me like break things up into loops. So I can take a song that I've saved on my Spotify and I can save the first verse as a loop, and I can even break it down within there and just like label it, okay, here's the first 8 bars, and just have that first 8 bars from beat to beat just roll, and I'll just be like driving, like just I created a monster because nobody wants to see monster in the mall. They want shady. I'm chopped liver. I created a monster because nobody wants, like, just to get it in there, and then once, okay, let's move on.
Right.
And that's and I'll have to kind of work through it like that to really get the muscle memory of it.
Yeah.
And for people who don't know too, we're not just talking piano that you play. So explain. I'm curious about this, just my own right. So how did you start to bring the loop in? The looper and all that.
Because I was alone.
Right.
And like after playing with at least one other partner, prior to COVID, I was using this. It was a Ditto XLR looper. It go single track, goes inline the microphone, and would allow me to record and then overdub. A single track, and I could stop it and start it and erase it, like, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
change the volume of it. Very, very simple. And what I would do is we would beatbox for one another.
Right.
Like if we were doing and some guys are better at that than others. Like I just had developed a decent, I'm not amazing by any means, but I can hold a beat and I can do it for a long time. Like, because that's usually the problem. It's like, it's the breathing that like, you got to make sure you're breathing while you're doing it. And if you're just going to do it for the whole damn song, but, okay, the loopers, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
So I had that one looper, and this way I could use it, and I could record a beatbox,
right.
And then also like if I had a partner who didn't beatbox, but I'm the one who wants to do this rap, and I'm like, look, I got a request for it, and it really sounds stupid if I don't, give it a beat. So I can do that by myself.
Yeah.
And we've got a clip of this, right? We can play it while you're talking about it too. Did you say we got a clip of you doing the looping?
We do have a clip of actually me using the whole setup on Twitch, where I'm kind of using and that's all on Ableton. Like that was a step even further, because then when I started streaming, I started using a hardware looper, which is now what I use in my live.
So you're actually playing instruments, other instruments, and looping them.
Yeah.
With,
right.
I got you.
Let me ask you this too, while he's pulling that up.
I'm pulling what up? I don't.
There was the other link in that email.
It should be. The only other link I think that we hadn't hit upon was the Bobby McKee's clip.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
That one too. I thought I put one in there that was marked. That was another Twitch. I thought I put 2 Twitch clips in there.
Was there 2?
If the other one is, then that one's pretty cool too. That's me looping a song called "Blow" by it never really caught on, and I thought it was such a catchy, like unabashedly ridiculous rock song that was like Chris Stapleton, Bruno Mars, and Ed Sheeran.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
How in the world was that not?
And they all sang
top of the charts.
They all sang like harmonies and everything. Like I thought it was great. Like song kicks ass. And they all took like a verse, and each one of their verses was kind of cool. Like And but yeah.
So going to Ableton, do what?
I only see one.
For Twitch?
One Twitch.
Yeah, one.
Okay. The McKee's one would be a good one to show, because that's that's a little bit of the fiddle. That's where I was this weekend.
There's more.
Is there?
I see.
For some reason it didn't want to paste, like some of them it pasted like a whole link, and then some of them it was just the hyperlink.
I see Devil Went Down to Georgia. I see the Duelers movie clip, and then the Blow full setup.
There you go. The Blow. That's the.
Is that the Blow song? Oh, this is that song.
Yeah. This is the Twitch kind of.
I thought you were gonna play that like.
Have you ever?
And it's long. It's long, by the way. So like we might watch a little bit and then skip ahead a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Like.
No, you wanted to ask about Ableton.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Did you use any other DAW before Ableton?
Only like I used Logic a little bit.
Gotcha.
I used when I was in college, like I used some pirated version of like FL Studio.
Right.
I think it was what I actually had was Acid.
Yeah, I remember Acid. That was the first DAW I ever used.
Really?
Yeah. I'm Pro Tools, and I've got a Pro Tools rig up there in the studio, and I really, really wanted to convert everything over to Reaper. Are you familiar with Reaper at all?
I only passingly. I've never really used it.
It is amazing. It is just as powerful, if not more powerful, than Pro Tools.
Yeah.
But I bought it, and it's only $60. $60 one time. Pro Tools is like $500 a year, like a subscription.
Right. Pro Tools is ridiculous.
I cannot learn it for the life of me, so I've just went back to using Pro
Reaper?
Tools. Yeah.
Yeah. If I had
the
any
Linux of those type of systems.
It's actually but it's super popular now. I wish I'd learned that first.
That's the same clip we did before.
Yeah, that's the only Twitch clip that
I thought you said there was one.
No, we can
you
pull
said
up
that was like the Blow.
The
one that
Blow.
was Blow.
Yeah, pull that one up.
Oh, good gravy. Okay.
You're fine. We can keep talking,
problem.
man.
Yeah.
Man in the Box with Risky Biscuit. Oh, Sean Turbofill's in the chat. He was the guitar player for a band I was in called Broken Mercy back in the day. He said, "Get him to play some Broken Mercy." I'll have to send you a link.
I'd love to hear it. Yeah.
You'll have to hear some Broken Mercy and see what you think.
Yeah, you come out and see me. Come out and see me.
Yeah.
I'll learn something.
I'm excited to come out to your place, man. That sounds super cool.
Oh yeah, we should do because you guys both play.
Yeah.
I'm a drummer.
You play drums and I
play drums, bass, guitar.
Nice.
Yeah. He plays a little bit of everything.
Well, we'll have to. Yeah, we'll figure out a setup and like a basic, like a starting set list at least.
Yeah.
Of like a good couple songs that we can we can jam on.
I'd love that.
And
and I can sing too, so I can do some harmony vocals and stuff.
Yeah, you'll be fronting.
This guy's
You'll be fronting some stuff.
Fun.
This guy is an incredible guitar player, bro.
I can't wait. No, I'd love to jam and the whole idea so my Twitch name is HumanJuke81. Everyone calls me Juke. So the name of my studio is the Juke Joint.
That's awesome.
And so the idea of the Juke Joint is that I want it to be a collaborative thing, and I want it to be like ready for people to just come in and like I've got a whole monitor mix and everything and camera angles already set up where it's just
that's awesome, dude.
Come in and we can just jam. Like I want to make it a venue where I can pay musicians just like they would go to a bar, where it's like this is what the gig is, and it could be super low key. Like I've got a place for people to stay. I keep telling all my musician friends, I'm like, look, I got your layover point if you're driving from the north down south. Yep. Like I was like, we'll feed you. We got a beautiful guest room. Come sit it on the stream. Let me pay you for a night. Like, and best thing is we could do it on a Tuesday.
Right. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't need to be like Saturday night.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
you guys need to talk.
Yeah, we do. We do. Because I can't wait to after the stream take you up and show you the studio.
No,
yeah, I'm
looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's play this clip.
Let's see this. Noah, you do a great job, by the way.
Yeah, you're doing good, Noah.
I'm doing my best over here.
Thank you, brother.
You do
You're
awesome,
fine, man.
You do great. You're our best producer.
I'm your only producer.
It's like, don't
You're
threaten
not
me.
supposed to notice that.
So you're a drummer too.
So I play the drums. So now I'm laying down like a couple of tracks. You can see like that little controller that I've got, that little grid-like controller. Is how I'm kind of saying, okay, this row is where I'm gonna record my drums.
There you go.
So it was like I basically went intro, then verse. Now this is the chorus. All right, I don't know if I like that if I go back and record it. I think I might. So go ahead and skip ahead like I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. A good ways, yeah, like go away, keep going. Yeah, there you go.
Out there?
Yeah, sure. It's long.
So those harmony vocals are all you.
Yeah,
right.
just overdubbed.
Yeah.
Pull my trigger, let me blow your mind.
I love watching this because this is what I do when I track bands. You're doing it yourself. Oh, I like the camera angles. The overhead's awesome. I got a rolling stage piano and a Juno in there. We could jam on. Just saying.
No, we're gonna make it happen.
Oh yeah.
All right, so now go ahead and skip like way towards the end, and let's just finish off the like.
I love this.
Yeah, back up just a couple. There you go. Try there. Let's see. What's going on here?
Man, instrument samples have came so far now. VSTs are crazy good.
Hang on, but back up. I don't know why this clip is super. Maybe back up like towards the middle of that whole thing, because this is not the same song. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was actually the very end of the song.
Wow.
That's awesome, Danny. That's super cool, man.
Anyway, yeah, that's
Bravo,
just a sampling.
Yeah,
Kind
dude.
of piece by piece, and some songs.
I can't think.
Spacebar work?
No.
Nope.
Twitch, you're killing me, man.
It's that TV, the aspect ratio, or not aspect ratio.
yeah.
Something's off. It's way down in the corner.
I'm also nearsighted. I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to call your eye doctor and find out when your next appointment is, because I feel like you should have had one by now.
But I will say, Danny, the next time that you are alive, I will definitely be present. And I
Awesome.
will probably throw money at you.
No need for that. Just come and hang.
What he's saying is, I'll throw money at you.
Okay. Oh, if it's his money, then please go right ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Go right ahead.
Go for it.
That thing that is super cool.
Yeah, it's.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and it's been an opportunity to explore a side of music that I able to bring the talents that I have worked on for a while, but do it in a way that's unlike any way I've done it in the past. So it's exhausting. There's always some problem, and no one else is going to fix it but you.
Right.
Right. Like I can't just like at a bar, like something breaks, I'm just like, hey dude, the thing's broken, sorry, click. And
Right.
Yeah.
like it's above my pay grade, I'm not gonna fix it. But if it's this computer just keeps dropping frames for this reason, or for some reason this camera just decides to turn off anytime it wants to. Yeah, these are, you just have to.
There's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I overcomplicate things. Like I want them to be cool. I want them to be different. I want there to be value for the viewer that they can't necessarily get at other places. And I pay for that with my sanity.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you've got to have a pretty intense computer to run all them VSTs at one time.
I got two.
Okay, I started to say, because that's...
I have an audio computer and then a streaming computer.
Right.
And
right.
I just rebuilt. Well, not rebuilt. I just built a brand new streaming computer that is my main like OBS computer. But and then I use and then I have a whole other one that runs just my audio and sends basically just a left-right back to the audio interface on the PC.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Wow.
I have kind of a funny story.
yeah.
So whenever I first started YouTube and started recording and stuff and throwing myself at it, it took me 4 months to figure out audio issues.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're brutal. My audio routing right now it's like I'm getting a headache just remembering like I actually got this peripheral. It's not that buying another thing with buttons is always the answer,
But buying with something else with the buttons is the answer.
It is sometimes the answer. It's sometimes the reason that there's a problem in the first place. But I got the Beacon Mix Create that basically allows me to all with its own little screen and everything, allows me to mute to the audience or mute to myself and like stream and the audience and totally like everything that is outputting audio on my computer at that time.
You're
I
in
have my
trouble
fingers
over
on it.
So that's the reason when I used to stream, just when I was doing video games and stuff, that's the reason I always used Elgato. It makes you buy their microphone, set it up. You have no idea what you had to do to be able to stream audio.
Yeah.
In a room or in a chat. I learned it because I was in a chat room and we all wanted to listen to music.
Right.
And nobody had the capability to do it. So you had to set it up with like that virtual audio cable and voice meter banana. And you're like, all I want to do is make the damn sound come out of the damn computer into the chat room.
It was only recently.
Why does it have to be this hard?
It was only recently that you can now put a direct audio source in OBS.
Yep.
Yeah.
That trying to get your audio from a DAW is requires a computer science degree. It was very difficult. That was a huge part of what. And then it's like, okay, well, what do I want to hear that I don't want Stream to hear?
Yeah.
But then
give you the ability to mute and control all that.
Right.
Yeah.
But like if I'm on a call with someone on Discord and I want to be able to hear them, but I don't want Stream, or like there was all kinds of ways that it got really complicated, especially in a 2 PC setup. I'm sure there's somebody in chat that has been on my stream and is like, yeah, Danny struggles with that.
What I did, because I had a 2 PC setup, or a Mac, 2 Mac setup for a while, dual computers. So what I did instead, I eliminated the video computer, and I used just a piece of outboard gear. Now I just use a camera switcher, and it processes all that internally, so it doesn't use any processing power from the PC.
Nice.
So my Mac is just doing like my audio stuff, but my instruments I don't use any virtual instruments either. So all of that gear is outboard. So my drums are acoustic.
Right.
They're mic'd up through an interface individually. My guitars, they're run into a Fractal Axe Effects and then run into the interface. That's the only way I could do it. My computer is nowhere near powerful enough. In fact, if I start getting really heavy in Pro Tools with the VSTs, with the virtual instruments, it'll crash it.
Yeah.
It'll crash.
I do actually have a question, Danny.
Yeah.
Do you have a public Discord?
I do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Later or before you leave, could you actually invite me to that?
Yeah, sure. Of course.
That'd be really, because I'm on all the time.
Yeah.
And I need something to do.
Yeah, no, and certainly we definitely talk with streamers in there and stuff about problems they have and audio questions and all kinds of stuff. I mean, I've been OBS heavy for a long time too, so yeah.
Well, I feel like it's all still like all that technology is such a it's like, and I don't know why companies weren't exactly thinking in this route, but it's like everybody, there was a select group of kind of companies that made software that was geared towards streamers before the pandemic. But when that all happened, they realized, oh shit, we all need to do. And it's like the whole market has been flooded with all that stuff, and it's different, and it's a burgeoning market. It's stuff that it's not stuff that has a long track record of necessarily being used heavily.
Yeah, right.
So, it's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
For sure.
Man, this has been awesome.
Yeah.
No, I've been looking forward to it. For a long time, and
thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure.
I'm looking so forward to coming up and jamming. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing what you guys are doing here. Like,
I'm loving
really,
it,
I've
man.
enjoyed going back and listening to everybody's conversations, and I, especially being, someone new here, but also who wants to I love the area.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed all the people that I've gotten to meet. And I love that we're talking. There's actual conversations that
is so important.
Yeah.
So
the
important.
community's growing, and I think the whole genesis of this whole thing was just to give people a place and a platform to talk, and to hash out issues and to constructively disagree if that's where we're at, and to highlight people like you that And we say it every week. It's like we've said this ad nauseum. I'm going to throw up if I say it again. But people you don't understand. It's amazing when you really get out there and you start talking. Even in a small community like this, there are amazing people around us.
Yeah.
And amazing things that go on, and amazing people do amazing things. And so, speaking of that, so Moon Dust, I saw somebody say next Friday. Is that right?
Yep.
So
Moon Dust next Friday.
Yeah.
And
not this
Saturday,
Friday, but the next, right?
And Saturday at 670 on Oak.
Yeah, nice.
The drive-in.
That's awesome.
Where can people find you? Plug your Twitch, your YouTube, plug everything.
Yeah, twitch.tv /HumanJuke81 is where you can find me on Twitch. I play once a month at Bobby McKee's Dueling Piano Bar in Oxon Hill, Maryland, just north of D.C. And BobbyMcKees.com. You can see that schedule where I'm there. I play once a month starting in January in Myrtle Beach at a place called 88 Keys. That's a solo bar that I'm just starting in, and I really looking forward to getting back there.
Nice.
Went there with my wife just a couple weeks ago. We had a great time. It's a great little club. Yeah. You were literally
so
leaving that day.
I was like, we could have went to the concert.
Yeah, no, that was too bad. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah. And then he was telling me he was in Myrtle today.
Yeah,
like there and back.
Let's just all go to Myrtle Beach next time Danny's down there.
Let's go right now. Let's just all
turn around and go for the third time.
God,
I'll tell you what,
I'm good on that. I've driven so much today.
Yeah, we save on gas.
Yeah.
So I'm there. Please search a Duelers movie on YouTube, and maybe we can throw that link in the comments.
Yeah.
Like it's an entirely.
I'll link everything in the description.
It's an entirely independent movie, and we can use all of the grassroots help that we can get. Like share it, like it, subscribe to it, because it will be released for free on YouTube, like on that channel. So I just can't I can't tell you when, but it's going to be very, very, very soon. And if you want to know, like, make sure you turn that notification on. And by the way, while we're talking about that, subscribe to this podcast. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Neither of these things cost you anything, and they help the people out of the people that you watch so much. So do that for these boys, because they are killing it here. This place is awesome, and I was like, when Chase was telling me, he was like, yeah, we should have you on the podcast. And then Tony was on. And so as soon as Tony was on, I went back and started listening to everything. And I'm entirely caught up. I'm ready for next week.
That's awesome, man.
I'm going to be mad because I'm going to be like, no, I know me. I don't want to watch me again. I'm like, who's this week? So what do you guys got coming up?
We got Jamie Vickers from Mainland Community College this week. He's a local DJ. He is over, oh my gosh, I forgot his title at Mainland.
He's the financial coordinator.
Yeah, financial coordinator.
He's going to tell you to get close to that microphone.
Yeah, I know. I'm terrible.
Damn it, Chase.
I'm sorry.
Here, I'm
good most of the time.
Eat them. I know.
Yeah, you're like, I'm a like lean back kind of guy.
You need to. I mean, these are the low profile ones, which are nice because it keeps them out of the camera shot. But you need one of them arms.
I know. I need like a.
I just follow.
I was going to ask you if we could get into one more extension. Then I'd be good. Yeah.
If you watch the Jamie episode, you will probably end up cry laughing.
Oh my God, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. So much
Jamie's
fun.
a good old country boy, and we talk a lot of vintage spruce pine in that episode.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like some of the old stuff and old shit when we were younger and stuff like that. It's pretty good. It'll be a good
looking
episode.
forward to that.
Yeah.
And Jamie was super stoked to do it. I was really glad to have him in here.
Me to slack off because I was laughing so hard and focus on what I was supposed to be doing.
It's easy to do sometimes.
Well, listen, before we close, I want to mention one thing, and we're gonna start really kind of promoting this coming up here. But we've partnered. I mentioned earlier that we've started doing this kind of thing, and a lot of people have reached out for opportunities for fundraisers and things like this. And our first one that we've kind of taken on here is a fundraiser for Keith Stewart.
Yep.
A lot of people know Keith Stewart in and around. If you don't, you can look him up on Facebook. Mr. Keith has had a bad had a run of a lot of bad luck in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
He had, I believe it was throat cancer, lost his vocal cords, and then shortly after that, had some complications, ended up having to have a leg amputated. So, Aaron Farrago and some of his friends and stuff have started a fundraiser specifically for him. And if you go to GoFundMe.com, this is called, and tongue in cheek, and if you know Keith, he'd think this was hilarious. It's called Give Keith a Good Leg to Stand On. So part of the proceeds, and if you know Keith would really get a kick out of that. But
that's great.
Part of the proceeds are going towards, of course, getting him a prosthetic. Getting him a wheelchair, a place that's handicap accessible, because currently his current living situation is not able to accommodate that. And they're going to be doing this is all leading up to a fundraiser dinner that Aaron Farrago and Laura, his wife, are having up at their place, which I believe is going on June 17th. We'll be recording some more stuff, and I think we're going to do a live stream that's specifically dedicated towards raising money. But in the meantime, again, if you want to donate, and also Aaron wanted me to make sure that people knew that all these donations are done through a 501c3, and so they're fully tax deductible. So again, that's GoFundMe.com. Give Keith a good leg to stand on.
And I'll link that in the description also, along with all of Danny's stuff. But yeah, we're going to, in fact, this next live stream, this coming up Tuesday, is going to be dedicated just to that. So Jimmy's going to be back on this coming Tuesday, and we're going to take donations the entire time. Which we'll take donations always for him, but we're going to really be plugging that GoFundMe and trying to raise as much money as we can to help Keith out.
And if you guys were talking about how you could use this.
Oh man,
I already thought about that.
Oh man.
You put a donation goal for while you're on stream. See if you can.
That was
exactly
can hit it. Where
and,
I was going to go with it, actually. So I think we're going to do something. I think I'll be the one that takes the brunt of that. So our goal is very modest, quite honestly. We want to raise initially $200. I really don't think that will be hard at all.
You can do that.
When we reach the $200 goal, even if it's before Tuesday, I'll be eating this and probably dying. I don't know how good I will be.
I don't know if I can do it, man. I don't know.
No, you don't have to do it. I'll do it. I'll take it. I'll take one for the team.
You can do it.
So if anybody wants to watch Chase vomit on stream,
and this is the Lil Nitro, the world's hottest gummy bear. You can look. There's other people on YouTube that have done these. They are no joke. Apparently.
Oh no, they aren't.
So,
did you pull that from like the pits of Hades? Or Amazon.
North Myrtle Beach, one of those, kitsy gift shops.
The flame
wings or whatever.
Myrtle Beach.
The Flamethrower Candy Company. And by the way, I'm in the wrong business.
I know, dude. It's not cheap. They're proud of them things. They're real proud of them.
It must be.
How much was that gummy bear? $20
must be. It was on sale at $11.99.
Yeah.
It was originally $17. It's like shit for one gummy bear.
Wow. One gummy bear that'll cost you 30 weeks of Taco Bell?
Probably. Yeah, I'll probably be hurting that night.
Oh, man.
I'd say, Mom,
24 hours. 24 hours, you'll be fine.
I don't think your whole body's going to be
probably
happy.
not. I think I can take it, though. I'm good.
I got to be honest. Hot Ones is one of my favorite things to
Oh, my
watch.
God. I love that show.
It's so brilliant. Like, he's such a great interviewer anyway.
Yes.
But watching people actually, watching famous people actually hit fight or flight response where they aren't.
What a brilliant idea.
No, it is so good. It's so good, and they go through the stages of being angry, of being afraid, of like kind of upset, and then like accepting it, and
it's like watching a full psychological unraveling of somebody.
Right. And meanwhile, he's just asking him the next question, and they're not like these hard hitting questions, but they are thoughtful.
Yeah,
and he ends up getting good honest answers because people are just fighting for their life, or at least they feel like they are.
Right. That's great.
Like Aubrey Plaza's snorting milk, she's pouring milk up her nose, and trying to
I watched the one with Joey Diaz.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
He was it looked like a waterfall, like coming down. It's so
I think
funny.
my favorite one was with Gordon Ramsay.
That one was great.
Yeah, that one
too.
was great. And Gordon was a kind of a.
Oh,
I was not impressed. He could not take it at all.
Yeah.
He was like, I mean, he kept having to drink. He brought his own like drink or something. He was pulled him out of a cooler. I was like, dude, what are you doing? You're Gordon Ramsay.
He was struggling. I mean, yeah. I say how much I enjoy it with the knowing that I will never have to go on that show because I don't want it. But I could probably handle that okay. Like I would be in pain, but I wouldn't be scarred or anything.
Right.
I like the heat.
Yeah,
so,
I like it too.
Like
I like it too.
I know I would see my life flash before my eyes, but at the end of the day, I'd be like, all right, I'm glad I did
I'm
it.
gonna start a petition to get Chase on Hot Ones.
Hey,
I'm gonna start.
I'll go. I don't know what they talked to me about. But I'll go.
No, we should just make our parody version here.
Yeah,
like
we should
just like call it something something clever and
We'll
have
feature
it,
half swings.
Have it
we'll
pre-
do
Yes,
half
that's
swings.
right. We'll do half
have it
swings.
pre-done, but you can because we can order the hot ones. Like I think they'll send you the sampler of like their
crazy
10
sauces,
this season or whatever.
Yeah, that's wild, dude. That's
Yeah,
wild.
maybe we just like do like 3 or something. But
There you
still
go.
like I'd be in. I'm just saying.
I love it. I love the way it breaks people down psychologically.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It really is.
Hilarious. Like I can handle a cobra, but the thought of that gives me anxiety. I don't understand this.
It gives me anxiety is walking up to this house and seeing that sign like danger. Like
Yes,
snakes inside.
he sends me a picture. He's like, I'm guessing I'm at the right place, and it's the endangered venomous snakes.
Yeah, I was like, there's like Gibson, Shure, all these music stickers here, and a do not enter venomous snakes inside sign there. If I'm not in the wrong place, or if I'm not in the right place, this is a hell of a coincidence.
Oh man! All right, everybody, we want to raise at least $200. That's our starting goal.
We'll make it happen.
We will make it happen. I'm sure that we will, and I really hope that we blow that goal out of the water.
GoFundMe.com. Give Keith a leg to stand on.
Yep.
Boom.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Chase, you got anything else?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking about that damn Oh, Jesus, I ate my own breath.
The hot holler.
The cracks are beginning to show.
Oh, Danny, thank you so much, man.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah,
thanks
really
for
That's
having me
awesome,
on,
brother.
Anytime.
We'll do it again for sure. Next time you got to bring something to play live.
Yeah,
I will.
yeah,
We
Yeah.
can run it right in over there. Good.
Shit, you got keyboards right out there?
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Who wants to hear a song before we go? You want to hear? You want to hear Danny play some? I'll go get a keyboard. I'll be right back.
You going to?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Look at that.
Go for it.
See,
Oh.
ask and you shall receive.
We might want to play. Why don't we play the commercial? Because I wouldn't mind to run to the bathroom. real quick.
I would too.
I will do that right.
And we have to take a second to thank our very first sponsor, Big Al's Pack and Ship. Big Al, we want to thank you so much. We're so grateful for you taking a chance on us, believing in what we're doing, and we really hope that we can work together for many years to come. Big Al's Pack and Ship can handle all of your shipping needs, from just dropping off a package to full-service shipping, U-Haul rental, and more. Big Al's ships out DHL, UPS, and FedEx, and offers great service at affordable rates.
Big Al's is located off of Roan Road in downtown Spruce Pine and is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And we want to thank him again. We appreciate you. Get out there and support him.
We got a keyboard.
Yeah, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Let me go get a power supply.
Okay.
This
This is nuts. Did not expect to be doing this tonight.
Let me see here. Yeah, this will work. Let's see. Keep it from. I can't really come over the front of it. Here, like this. Yeah, just trying to figure out the best way to. If I like overhand this. Or... that'll be interesting, but I think I can do it. Yeah, right. Sure. We seen he went to go find a power supply.
Oh, nice.
What am I playing?
I don't know. What do you want to play?
Oh, thanks. Awesome. I hate that. I'm the worst at that question. What do I want to play? Let's see. There we go.
You gonna plug it in direct or just let it?
Yeah. There's no speakers in this. I have to plug it in direct.
Yeah, just do quarter inch to.
Yeah, there's not any speakers in.
Ow, my ears.
Sorry. Let's see. All right. I don't know what sound it's on there.
There we go. Make sure that sucker's plugged in.
All right. No, you can actually probably turn him up. Well, he's got volume on there. There you go. Oh, yeah.
Put us back on. Or have we been on the whole time?
You don't have a pedal, do you? I know now that we're all settled.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, I do, but it's Velcroed to the floor in there.
Okay. No problem. All right. What do you got? What do you want to hear? So, an interesting thing. I'm not saying we do this right now, but one of the things that we do in on the channel is, with Twitch, there's these things called hype trains, where it's basically just a way to condense people's giving to get everybody excited about giving bits and subs. Like you move up levels, and you broke your record, blah blah blah. And when those happen, we do this thing where it's called it's not really called anything yet, but people like type a little command and then type a name of a song, and then it inputs it on this like app that we've developed, and I just hit like as many parts or as many of those songs as people put in the chat as we can.
I got you.
So like I'm just doing like snippets of this song, and then as long as the hype train's going on, we do that. But all that is to say is that I'm always bad at like when people are like, "What do you want to play?" I was like, I never know.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what. You mentioned how about we mentioned Garth earlier.
Ooh.
But I'm going to do something that doesn't require like a ballad. It was going to sound really weird without a pedal. So how about she's my lady luck, hey, I'm her walk hard man.
Oh.
Together we're building up a real high hand. We live out in the country, and she's my little queen of the South. Yeah, we're two of a kind, working on a full house. She wakes me every morning with a smile and a kiss. Her strong country loving is hard to resist. She's my easy loving woman, I'm her hard working man, no doubt. Yeah, we're two of a kind, working on the full house. Yeah, this time I found a keeper. I made up my mind, Lord, a perfect combination is her heart and mine. The sky's the limit, no hill is too steep. We're playing for fun, but we're playing for keeps. So draw that curtain, honey, turn the lights down low. We'll find some country music on the radio. I'm yours and you're mine. That's what it's all about. Well, you're two of a kind, working on the full house. Lord and Mama will be two of a kind, working on the full house.
Yeah, dude. Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Man, I love my job.
Say it now.
awesome.
Now
Yeah.
we're going to have to do a whole podcast of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need to do a HollerCast music live stream. All three of us playing.
Yeah.
We need to. We'll work on that. We'll get us.
Well,
to something
you know what?
together.
We could totally do it from my spot too.
Yeah.
We'll do like a
yeah.
simulcast.
But
or whatever.
we could do the HollerCast from there, and then and vice. Yeah.
That'd be sweet,
Dude.
That's awesome.
Man, what a treat. What
No,
a treat.
thanks for having me,
Yeah,
boys.
dude.
I
Thanks a
really
bunch,
appreciate it, and we're happy to be this town has been great to us so far, and we're just
Awesome.
happy to
Good.
be a part of it.
Good.
And looking forward to growing with it.
Absolutely.
Like when we got here, we saw just the beauty of the place, and the people who were here, but also the potential of what it could be with a concerted effort of people who care about each other and where they're living, and
love the town and love each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it's all about, my
Happy
friend.
to be part of it.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an amazing night. This has been a really, really awesome live stream. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Me too.
We want to remind everybody, again, I'll link all the fundraiser stuff in the comments. I will link all of Danny's stuff, or not in the comments, but in the description down below. So description will have the GoFundMe for Keith Stamey, as well as all of Danny's links. Sorry, Keith Stewart. My bad, Keith
It's all
Stamey.
good, dude.
I know Keith Stamey.
Stewart.
Anyway, sorry, Keith Stewart. My bad. But yeah, we love you all. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Night.